Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I have a mighty review of Judge Dredd the video game. This is Dredd versus Death. Well, it's Judge Death. But anyway, I'm going to dive on into this moldy oldie, because this thing's actually pretty old. This dates all the way back to 2003 for the EU, and 2005 for NA. This was developed by Rebellion and published by Evolved Games. I'm not clear what the engine is, and it was released for PlayStation 2, GameCube, Windows PC, and Xbox. Like I said, it was 2003 for EU and 2005 for NA. So, I mean, this game is actually older than Overly Manly Man, folks. So, yeah, we're going pretty retro. So, the premise of the game is basically you're Judge Dredd, and some things happen, and Judge Death gets released. But that's not a big problem, because while Judge Death is a god-tier character, it's fine. All fine, because Judge Dredd is Chuck Norris tier character. For those who aren't familiar with 2000 AD, that's actually where this digs from. See, originally, Judge Dredd started off as a character in the magazine 2000 AD. It was kind of more like a comic book. And Judge Dredd would actually end up becoming his own comic book character over time because of the popularity of the character. Now, with the premise of the game, you're going to be spending most of your time fighting vampires. Wait, not those kind of vampires, sorry. These kind of vampires. You know, badass ones that want to rip out your face and rip out your throat, stuff of that nature. So that's pretty much what you're doing most of the time. There's also criminals that you have to deal with in the game and etc. As you can see, I'm dealing with some gains here. As well as you actually get to arrest people. Because, you know, people that shoot at a judge deserve 50 million years in an ISO cube. Anyway. So now I want people to understand that this game is old as dirt, so there's a lot of limitations here of the time, and I'm also looking at this through the rose-tinted glasses, if you will, of a game from 2003, as, well, I was playing games on the PS2 in 2003. I actually didn't play this game, though, until recently, so these are more recent thoughts about the game, not nostalgia. I actually think the graphics really isn't bad, although there is definitely some shortcomings, mostly due to age. You got some big, wide open spaces, as well as some of the areas get pretty clustered up. So the map design, I feel, is actually pretty good as well. The Lawgiver is awesome, and I like the detail that they put into it. It actually speaks when you change the different types of ammo, essentially select the different types of modes, as well as if you're playing as a criminal, and you pick up a Lawgiver and try to use it, it will explode in your hand. Very nice little detail. The story, it's short, it's sweet, it's not bad, it gets right to the point. It's more worried about being shooty, shooty, bang, bang than overloaded with story. But that's not all bad where it is. I think the music is perfectly fine. I want folks to understand, too, that at the time, video game music wasn't like a huge thing. You know, we didn't have the awesome composers that we have now composing music for video games, and I actually think for the most part the music hit the mark for this game. There's also multiple ways of playing. There's a story mode, as well as there's submissions that you can do, with some of them being as criminals. That's arcade mode. There's multiplayer, which I don't know if the multiplayer still works. I didn't try it. And you can also set up bot matches, so I think that's kind of cool. The ragdoll mechanics are just jank as hell. Even at the time, the ragdoll mechanics definitely would have been some jank stuff, and it definitely made for some pretty hilarious moments. The levels, for the most part, are short. They run anywhere from about 10 to 15 minutes, give or take. Mostly around 10 minutes. Some of them are a little longer, but nothing too ridiculous. And I actually like that, you know, get in, shoot up some bad guys, get out type of deal. And the sounds, I feel, are overall good. Now, the things I really wasn't fond of, and I understand that this is the limitations, but I think even at the time I would have criticized this kind of stuff. One thing is there's lots of browns and grays. Like, every stage is either brown or gray, and a lot of it. There's no happy medium to it. Limited voice lines kind of get a little repetitive to hear after so long. There's not a lot of voice lines in the game. And sometimes the voice lines don't make sense. As well as I caught a voice line from there's some robots in this game, like some servitor robots. And I yelled at him to freeze, and the voice line changed mid-sentence to like a criminal. I thought it was hilarious. It went from being all robotic to not being robotic. The rain is, I think, in this game really bad. Even for a 2003 game, I was not fond of the rain whatsoever. Finally, the AI is definitely potato and needed more work even for its time. I saw issues with the AI pathing, things of that nature. AI would just stand there while you're standing right in front of them, not attacking you, things of that nature. So there's definitely some limitations here. Now, that being said, at the time, 2003, Rebellion was actually one of the better developers for first-person shooters. And I don't think, actually, this is a bad first-person shooter. Now, that being said, folks, this game is $8 on Steam. You can still get this on Steam, no problem, for $8. Probably get it on sale, like during the Steam Summer Sale, for like $4. With that being said, though, I think the only people that are really going to enjoy this game are the people that are looking for like a boomer shooter experience, and this is an authentic boomer shooter at this point. So take that for what it is. I don't think a person looking for a casual shooter or a more modern shooter will enjoy this. I think this is more for the people who are looking for an old school shooter, especially in the realm of being a legit old school shooter. Nothing incredible. I don't think the game is bad, though. Anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap my review of Judge Dredd, Dredd versus Death, at that. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoy it, and have yourself a wonderful day.